boys and girls, it's Mrs. Kessel. Welcome back to STEAM Enrichment. This week, we are going to continue learning about Thanksgiving, and we're going to focus on some of the history of Thanksgiving this week, like what is Thanksgiving and why do we celebrate it? And then you are going to get to do a Mayflower challenge, which is actually going to be a whole family challenge. So if you have brothers and sisters that go to McCullough with you, you can pause this video and go get your brothers and sisters because all of my students from kindergarten up to 5th grade are doing the same STEAM activity this week. So parents, if you would like to save some time, you can have all of your elementary kids watch this video together and do the challenge together, even if today is not their STEAM day, okay? So you need to go gather some other kids. Go ahead and pause this video and do so. All right, is everyone here? Are we ready to get started? Let's begin. We're going to start with our STEAM affirmation. Remember, we say these out loud. It's a positive thing that our ears need to hear our voices saying. Repeat after me. I am smart. I am kind. I am brave. If I think creatively, I can solve any problem. Because I am capable. When things get difficult, I don't give up. I have grit. I'm an important part of my family. I'm an important part of this class. I'm an important part of this world. I matter. I can make a difference. I am ready to learn. Very nice job, boys and girls. Keep saying those things out loud every week. So let's talk a little bit about what is Thanksgiving? Now, whenever I ask my students this, you all tell me it's a day where we get to feast on a lot of food and you get to see your family and maybe some of you watch football. But there's more to Thanksgiving than just eating and watching football. Thanksgiving is an American holiday. So this is a holiday that is celebrated just in America. This is not celebrated all around the world. There are other countries that have their own version of Thanksgiving, but it's not the same as American Thanksgiving. American Thanksgiving is always in November, okay? And it's always on a Thursday. So it will be in about 2 weeks from now. Why do we celebrate Thanksgiving? Well, we celebrate the Pilgrims, a group of people that came to this land a long time ago. We celebrate them surviving their first winter in what they called the New World, because back then, this wasn't even America yet. This was a place that they knew nothing about. Now, there were already people here. The Native Americans were here, but the Pilgrims knew nothing about this place. It was the New World. And the Pilgrims, after that first winter in the New World, were very thankful that the Native Americans helped them to survive. So the Pilgrims were settlers, and when they came here, they were not quite as prepared as they thought to live. They didn't know how to grow certain crops in the soil, the ground. They didn't know how to hunt or which animals to hunt. They didn't know which plants were safe to eat in the wild. And so they were very lucky that there were some Native Americans that were willing to teach them so that they could not all die And a lot of people did die, but if the Native Americans hadn't helped, everyone would have died. So after that first really hard winter, they were very thankful that the Native Americans helped them to survive. So how did the Pilgrims get here? Well, they traveled on a ship called the Mayflower, and this is what the Mayflower looked like, okay? So it might look like a pretty big ship, and it was able to carry 102 passengers to the New World, okay? So on this boat, 102 people fit into this boat, and it was a cargo ship. A cargo ship is a boat that is meant to carry goods across the sea. So items. It was not built to carry people. There weren't bedrooms for each person. There weren't bathrooms. In fact, all of the Pilgrims had to stay below deck, which means in like the bottom of the ship, and they slept on the ground and in hammocks, and it was very crowded and very smelly and very dark and very uncomfortable. It was not a fun ship ride, okay? And they landed at a place in America called Cape Cod on November 21st, 1620. That was 400 years ago. I am filming this video on November 14th. By the time you're seeing it, it will almost be the 400-year anniversary of when the Pilgrims landed in the New World. So let's take a look at their journey. They started out in a place called Plymouth, England. And the 102 people got on the Mayflower and they sailed across the Atlantic Ocean and landed here in Cape Cod. Now, if you look, this is Michigan right here. I can see the Great Lakes. They landed in a place called Cape Cod. Eventually, they moved a little more to a place that they named Plymouth Rock, but they first landed in Cape Cod November 21st, 1620, which on Saturday, that will be exactly 400 years ago. That's a long time, okay? It took them 66 days to get across the Atlantic Ocean and land on Cape Cod. 66 days. That's how long they had to be stuck in that boat. That's a very long time. That's over 2 months. So now it's your turn. Now that you know a little bit more about the Mayflower and Thanksgiving, you are going to complete the Family Mayflower Challenge, okay? You can compete against your brothers and sisters, or you can compete against anyone in your house, your parents, your grandparents, aunts, uncles, cousins. You can also compete with someone on the computer. So you can get on Zoom or Skype or FaceTime and compete against another family. You could compete with someone in a different country if you even wanted to, okay? So here's your challenge. Are you ready? Each member of your family will compete to build a boat that can hold the most pennies without sinking. So just like the Pilgrims came across the Atlantic Ocean on the Mayflower, you are going to make a boat that can hold pennies. So there are some rules. There's always some rules that you have to follow for this challenge. The first rule is that each person may only use 1 square of aluminum foil. You hear it crinkling? Aluminum foil. This is what we're using. This is the only thing you can use to make your boat. 1 piece of aluminum foil. That's it. No tape, no anything else. Nothing. Just 1 piece of aluminum foil. That's all, okay? Now, to be fair, you need to make sure each person in your family has a square that's about the same size. We don't want one person having a really long piece and one person having a really small piece. So try to make the pieces about the same size, okay? The next rule, well, like I said, no other materials, nothing else. The next rule is that once you build your boat, you're going to put it in the water. Okay, so you can use water in your sink, in your bathtub, in a bucket. Do not use the water in your toilet, okay? But your sink, your bathtub, or a bucket. Ask your at-home helpers which one they want you to use, okay? So you're going to put your boat in the water, and then you have to put pennies into your boat one at a time. You're not going to dump a bunch of pennies. You put them in 1, 2, 3. You do have to count. That's important. You may keep adding pennies to your boat until it starts sinking. Now, if your boat takes on a little bit of water, but it's still floating, that's fine. But once your boat starts going down, stop putting pennies in. You've reached your limit, okay? Try to hold, this is an extra challenge, try to hold at least 102 pennies. That would be 1 penny for every person who was on the Mayflower. Can you get at least 102 pennies into your boat without it sinking? Now, the person whose boat can hold the most is going to be the winner, okay? So you want to see which person in your house, or if you're playing on Skype or FaceTime or whatever person you're playing with, who can hold the most pennies, okay? If you really truly don't have anyone to play with, then you can just say, well, my goal is to get at least 102, or can I get more than 102 pennies in my boat, okay? So it would look something like this. Now, your boat can be any shape, but do you see that this boat is made of only tin foil and nothing else? It is in a bucket of water and it's floating, and they are putting the pennies in one at a time, okay? So this is kind of what your challenge would look like, but your boat can be any shape. You can make it however you want, but you only get 1 piece of aluminum foil, and that's it. No more. You don't get extra foil. So after you've done the first challenge, you may extend the challenge if you would like. So after you've tried the original, create a new version. So I'm always looking for better ideas. Maybe you have a brilliant idea. So what I want you to do, if you feel like coming up with a new challenge, here are some possible ideas. Maybe everything is the same, but instead of using pennies, maybe you use nickels or dimes or quarters. That could be the new rule. How many quarters can you hold compared to how many pennies? Or you could come up with a new rule that other materials can be used. Maybe you say, okay, well, everyone can use 2 pieces of foil, or you can use foil and straws, or foil and tape, or you can make your boat out of styrofoam, or whatever you want. You can come up with the new rule. You can create new requirements, such as, okay, this time your ship must have a sail, or the walls have to be a certain height tall, or you have to put pennies in 5 at a time instead of 1 at a time. You can do whatever you want. It's your challenge. So first, you have to do the challenge that Mrs. Kessel said, this original one. Then if you want, you can add more on, okay? Then the last thing you're going to do is share your work on Schoology. And you're going to do this by making a video, okay? In your video, you have to tell me about the following things. You have to tell me who you challenged. So I challenged my grandma and my mom and my aunt, or I challenged my sister and my brother, and so on. I want to see each boat in the video, so show me all the boats. And then I want you to tell me which boat was the winner and how many pennies it held. Then I want you to tell me why you think that boat was the winner. What was it about that boat that was so much better? Okay? And then if you created a new challenge, explain it. You can also do the challenge again. I forgot to mention this. You can also do the challenge again, and the second time, see if you can make your boat better, okay? That's another way you can extend this. So after I make my first boat, and let's say it holds 42 pennies, maybe I want to try again with a new piece of foil and see if I can build a better boat that can hold more, okay? So to turn in and create a video, you're going to do this on Schoology. So when you're in the Schoology assignment, you are going to see this that says Submit Assignment. So one of the ways you can make a video is to click Submit Assignment, and then you see this microphone. When you click that, you're going to go to Audio and Video, okay? And then you are going to make a video where you would show me your boat. You would do all that explaining, okay? So to do that, you click Start Recording, Stop Recording, and then Insert, all right? So you could create a video that way. You can also create a video on your phone, or your parents' phone, I mean, and then turn it in on Schoology as well. You would upload that file, okay? But I do want a video, and then you would click Submit. Please do not email me the video. I can't grade it unless it's in Schoology. So please turn your video in on Schoology. I would like each student to create their own video. So if all the kids in your house are working together at the same time, that's great. But I would like to see a video from each student so I can hear each student's thinking about what made the different boat better, or how they changed their design, or what new challenges they created. Okay, so please make sure each student uploads their own video. Okay, if you have questions, I will be available on Zoom Monday at 2:20 and Thursday at 2:20. All you have to do is click on the Zoom button in my class, and it will take you to my Zoom meeting at that time. So in every STEAM enrichment class, it shows you what day you have my class, and it shows you my Zoom schedule. So if you need to get a hold of me on Zoom, these are the days and times, and this is for all of my elementary students in every grade, okay? I cannot wait to see your videos and see the boats you create. Talk to you soon. Bye.